guys. So these are the three things which I want to cover now. We are at the last kind of modules of our training. So which is first is the MS Office files, then is the PDF file, and then is the memory analysis. Okay. So let's start quickly with the malicious document. Especially today is we'll be concentrating on the doc files, and the reason why doc file I kept is because most of the time you are already aware that due to the phishing emails and all, uh, we like the employees or anyone is lured into kind of opening the doc file or the PDF file, and then kind of the malware comes in and like the system gets compromised. Okay, so what happened is the reason why attacker chooses this PDF and doc, because it's kind of very hard for antiviruses first of all to kind of checks that okay it's a malicious. That's the first important thing, because a malware attacker can actually evade antiviruses products very easily using embedding their cell codes or malicious macro code inside the doc or PDF file. So that's one of the thing. And mostly it's also using targeted attacks, where the attacker knows like which company they are going to target and how the infrastructure of that company is. Okay, so going forward, so what happened, there are a lot of different kinds of things that can be embedded in a PDF or doc file. Can be their cell code is mostly the exact binary, the hex values of any malicious script. Then there can be visual basics, macros, and also javascripts. Okay, so today mostly we will be looking at the macros thing. Okay, we will try, okay, like suppose we get the macro file and now we get the document file, and thing is like how we can extract the macros from that which is going to be executed. Okay, and then we will try to learn, like try to go through the macros and understand in basics like okay what that macros are capable of doing. Okay, so let's go further. So as I told, like it's the most uh, attractive options for the attackers actually to kind of send the doc file or PDF file in a to the employees and get their system compromised. And one of the things that I will be discussing today is like embed. There are two ways in which actually the Office document actually can be turned into kind of an executable. It first is like either embedding the Visual Basic macro code or kind of like cell code. So we mostly hear that okay there are like a lot of bugs coming out in Microsoft Word and all, and if you open a uh, kind of malicious doc file, what it can do is like it will exploit that vulnerability in that software, the MS Word, and then it will like execute it malicious code in the space of MS Word, and then get do a total compromise the system. Okay, so that's two of the way by which a Office document can be turned into a kind of a malicious weapon. Okay, so let's go forward. Okay, so something how the macros actually look like. So suppose this is one of the snip I have taken for one of the doc file which we are going to kind of analyze. So let's see if I can open that over here. So this is a logged file, and the reason why I was not able to open that yesterday because the password was actually different, and now I got to know what's the password is actually malware, and I was trying infected. So let's malware. Okay, why not? Just 1 minute. I hope like there will be alerts raised, but let's do it. So this is the doc file actually. Okay, and this is something which I will let you know why this file is existing over here. And the other thing is I have shared this doc file with you on the Google Drive link on WhatsApp, so you can also download this sample from there. Okay, so let's try and open this doc file. Okay, so this is how kind of you will be presented when you will be opening the document file, and it will like try to lure the receiver that okay it's a log document, you need to click on the enable content thing. Okay, and once you click that, what will happen, the malware will actually the macro will actually execute. And if it is in malicious nature, so what will happen in the process space of MS Word, that malware will execute it and it may compromise the system. Okay, so there are ways actually, like when you are analyzing, suppose any phishing email, and you get something like this, like you get to know that there was a doc file and kind of it maybe have macro. So if that doc file has a macro, obviously you will get this warning first, like security warning, malware has been, macros has been disabled. Okay, and if you enable it, so you know now that okay, this file has macros. But now the task is like how to know what the macro is doing. Okay, so one of the easy way is that you can go to the view tab and then go to the macros over here and then view macros. Okay, so that's one of the easy way to kind of get the macros which is actually embedded inside this doc file. So once I click that, okay, okay, auto open Oberon software. Let's see that edit. Yeah, so now you can see what's the macro that is kind of embedded in this doc file. Okay, and from this any assumption like what this macro is able to do, any kind of guesses by just by
Uh,
seeing this macro? Yeah.
Yeah, it's downloading a file in app data and executing it, I think.
Yes, correct. So what it is doing is actually kind of let's go through this one by one. So when this doc file is opened, so what it will do, as soon as you enable the macro, it will actually this function will be called auto open, and this will actually call this module called Oberon software. Okay, so it's a kind of a function. Okay, and there is one kind of variable kind of thing, an alias kind of thing, that is there. There is a variable called mod deador. Okay, and it's an alias to URL download to file, and this URL download to file has some kind of arguments going inside that. Okay, and now if we see like what arguments can be there, so it is like this is a link. Okay, from where this, and this means like this seems to be kind of a file that is getting downloaded from this website limitless.hints.me. And what is happening is like in the app data folder, it is actually downloading this file aboki.scr from this file, and then saving that in app data folder with the name conhost.exe. And why it is doing that is because conhost is actually a Windows executable. It's a MS Word official executable, and what it is trying to do is like it is changing the name to the same kind of original file name, conhost. So what will happen, like if we see that okay, conhost is running in the in the system, so the analyst might get confused. Okay, that it seems to be kind of a kind of like no original software which exists in C drive, I think Windows System 32. But what it is doing, it is trying to fool the analyst. It is downloading this aboki.scr, renaming that as conhost.exe and saving that in the app data folder, and then it is executing that exe file. So what we will see is like once this macro executed, we'll see that in MS Word the conhost.exe is running. And what happened most of the time, you will also see conhost.exe running for a normal macro file which is not malicious. So this might fool the user, the analyst, that it's a normal process, but in fact it's a malicious process which is like from the aboki.scr. So the one way to kind of quickly check that is like you as you know, like if you have the hash baseline image hash of the software conhost.exe, so you can see quickly that okay, the hash is not matching which of the original conhost.exe with this conhost.exe, and then you can tell okay, this might be malicious and something that needs to be deep further. Okay, so what happened, this website is now not up. So I have kept this aboki.scr file which was existing first over there inside this folder. Okay, so today target is to kind of understand doc file. So that's why I'm not going to invest time today in the aboki.scr, but we can actually do the same stuff. We kind of rename that as suppose eboki.exe, okay, and then perform the same static analysis and all the other stuff that we have done for earlier malware. So the all step will be same, but over here how the our target is to kind of understand how the macros, we can see the macros and how understand what the functionality is. Okay, so let's go further. So this is something Snap I have also taken from the Mac operating system laptop. So what happened is like over there too, like if you go to tools, if you're using Mac system, over there too, there's an option, a tab called tools. So from there you can actually go to the macro tab and then view the macro. So it will show you the clear macros, and maybe like in some cases this might be obfuscated too. Okay, so where we need to again maybe do another step of deobfuscation and understand like what maybe these all things are getting are written in some other format which is not easily readable. So over there we need to perform this another step which is actually somewhat hard, but it's not something like kind of very tricky. We have to kind of step by step we have to decode what would mean, and then deobfuscate and then get the meaning of that. Okay, so this is something what kind of you can do with the doc file. When you're analyzing any malicious code, you need to understand how the some basic idea of visual basics. Macro code will be always useful, like how, like here we know that auto open is something which will get auto executed, and then operon software will be kind of this operon function will be getting kind of called, and there is some variable modeler where it is calling this url and downloading the exe file, ser file. Okay, so now there will be certain scenarios where suppose you have your analyst machine as a Linux machine, or like you don't have the Word file, MS Word software. Okay, so what will happen in that case? We can't use this process like going to the View tab and editing the macros. So how can you do that? So that's one of the basic question that can come into mind. What if we don't have the MS Word file, MS Word software? So over there is a free software actually that is available on this website, reconstructor.org, and the name of the software is Office Mal Scanner, which you can actually use to kind of perform the extract the macros out of that. So what we will do is let's download that Office Mal Scanner and then try to see, okay, how if it can kind of download, if it can extract the macros for us. So let's quickly go to the reconstructor.org. Okay, and now here we will download this file. It got downloaded. Let's go over here. So some antiviruses can actually detect this as antivirus, but it's not a problem. Let's do it over here, and let's extract all. And here we are. So actually it has different kind of, this Office Malice can actually have different kind of softwares inside that, like Office Malice Scanner. Then there is something called as RTF scan. Actually nowadays, as you may know, that there are files which also end with extension .rtf, which is normally a text file. Okay, text editor. So in that text editor also macros or cell code can be executed, can be embedded. Okay, which can actually maybe also try to infect the Mac operating system or maybe Windows operating system. So over there you can use this RTF scanner actually software to kind of get the embedded cell code inside that file. Okay, so today we will be using this Office Mal Scanner. So let's see how it is work. I am also like using this for first time. So yeah, let's see that. I will do that. I will copy this inside this one. Extract all. So this will be really useful, like if you don't have the MS Word file, Word software. Okay, so now we have this thing in the same path, and let's do CMD. And I think you need to run something like this: office maliscanner.exe, name of the file. Doc, office maliscanner log.doc, and then you have to actually give the option call as info. Okay, and then you press enter. So I'll just check once again with my notes. Yeah, so you have to give something like this. Okay, and let's do this one. So what it had done is like it has actually analyzed this doc file, and it has actually scanning for VB code in log.file, and it is telling you that VB macro code was actually found inside this file, and it saved that inside this folder. It made a folder called log.doc.macros. So we'll go to this folder now, the new folder that was created by the Office Malice Scanner, and here we see these two modules, the two macro code. Okay, so we can actually kind of either analyze that with a notepad. So let's open notepad, and let's drag this thing here, and yeah, and now you can actually see what the kind of malicious macro code is there. Okay, and why? So there are two ways this thing will be actually helpful. Why? Because first thing is like you don't have to depend on the MS Word software to kind of extract the macros, and the second thing is like suppose you are planning to kind of make a script, okay, which actually goes and like checks like analyze, like suppose you want to there's a scenario where where the system compromised and you want to see what all doc files are there and extract all the macros from there. So you can write a script which can actually make a listing of all the doc files, suppose, which are present on my system, and you run that Office Malice Scanner for all of them. Okay, and then extract the macros and kind of do a further analysis of that, a maybe static analysis, something like that. Okay, so that's where this software will be actually very useful in kind of getting out the macros. Okay, so let's see what this one has. Okay, this is nothing. So this is the interesting one. Okay, so and now we can further analyze the avoki.scr using our own kind of like the static and dynamic analysis of the software. Okay, so now the new thing is that macros nowadays for the new versions, if there are kind of the other word files which actually suppose supports macros, so mostly they will end with some extension with end with m. So it will be .docm or .xlsm or .pptm, something like that. Okay, so now what we will do is kind of we will actually kind of analyze this media.decom file and kind of try to see what we can gather from there. Okay, so we'll be analyzing another malicious doc file. Okay, but there will be some kind of twist now. Okay, so I will stop for now, and like let's have any questions regarding you have.
So for analysis purpose, again, at least we need to download the document, but we should not enable macros.
Yes, correct. Yeah, we shouldn't enable macros, and yeah, that's one of the thing. And you either you can also, yeah, once downloaded, you can run the Office Malice Scanner, and without any risk of like suppose for an example, like suppose it is exploiting any vulnerability in the MS Word. Okay,
Okay.
so again over there, Office Malice Scanner can be used to maybe kind of see what the macros are without using the MS Word file. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah.
Is there any option that we can see that extension docm, like let us say a phishing email has come to uh, our inbox, and can we see that um, that phishing email consisting of attachment with extension docm or
Yeah,
.xlsm?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, those are very easy actually. So I will just tell you how you can do that. So thing is like in Python, if you are like have knowledge in Python programming, so what I normally do, like I earlier was working on some this kind of script where kind of it analyzes the attachments, and then if it is malicious, it will put a label on my email that this seems suspicious on my Gmail ID or Outlook email. So how I used to do it in Outlook is that I was having a script, and what it does, there is a feature called as MAPI, MAPI. Okay, and with that access, you can actually kind of attach your script to the Outlook client. So suppose I have the Outlook client installed in my laptop. So what it will do is like you can just tell the script to attach to the existing Outlook client, and then get all the emails from my inbox or from my sent items, whatever you choose. Okay, and then one by one, and there are options like suppose you get your email, you can do email.body, it will give you the subject content. If you do email.headers, it will give you the email headers. And there are also options like attachments where you can like extract the attachment by script. And once you extract the attachment by script, then you can like maybe just check the extension. Like suppose I extracted the attachment, and it can be the name a.docm. So now I know that there's a docm attached to my email, and then I can just quickly run by script itself. I can run the Office Mail Scanner, and then get the kind of macro attached in that. Okay.
I got it.
Yeah. So these all things you can actually explore, how to attach, how to kind of um, get the emails from Outlook client, and it will be very useful. Like later, like if you are planning to make a script or something out of that, it will be really useful. Okay, because there was a case a few weeks before where I had to kind of analyze my spam mailbox, where people like just click the report phishing button and a lot of emails come. So over there, same thing. Like I was very like it was very hectic for me to go to Outlook, open the emails, download the attachment. So over there again, I wrote that code, and actually it worked. It saved all the attachment in a folder, and then kind of it was very useful to kind of quickly analyze those files. So you can try that.
So Pragyan, this can also be used to collect, like to automate the collection of phishing emails, right?
Uh, Collection of phishing email. No, so there are two things. Like in many company, what they do is like they give a add-on in the Outlook. Okay, suppose the user has received any email, and they are suspicious that okay, it might be malicious or not. What they do is like for that email, once they open that, just the email, not the attachment, they just click on that phishing button, and it will go to our incident response team spam mailbox. Okay, so where we have configured, okay, all the phishing email will be collected over there, and then you can like so this is how it was working actually in our environment.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, whatever the script that you have prepared, Pragyan, so it will collect all the attachments which is in your mailbox, whatever the phishing mailbox.
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
But
And
it cannot differentiate whether it is suspicious or not.
yeah,
When,
that will, yeah, so that is the
yeah.
first stage actually. Yeah, get
Mhm.
the attachment. The second stage is like okay, once that module, once this function has been called and it's returned, that means all the attachment had been saved. Now you
Okay.
execute another function which will maybe like for Office Mail, like it will execute Office Mail Scanner on all the document file, and maybe extract the macros out of that. So
Yeah.
that's how you can like make the sequence and kind of achieve the objectives. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Okay, so let's go to the another docm file, and let's see how we can analyze that. Okay, so it's somewhat kind of in a different format. It's a XML based Word file. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll quickly go to that folder, and so the name is media, and let's extract this. Okay, and now let's open this. Okay, so again, kind of like it's telling me to kind of enable the content, and and to see the macros. So the easy way again, it is like kind of go to the macros. go to the view macros, and then you can see over here like auto open. I'll just go to that, and we can see the macros over here. Okay, so that's the easy way, like getting the MS Word software and kind of checking the macros. So again, here we see that, okay, that when the auto open is getting called automatically, this is a function called H which is getting called, and in the H function we see that something like it is getting this exe software 20014.exe from this URL softonic.biz.cr. Okay, and then it is again it seems to be saving that in the app data folder. Okay, but it is changing the name of 2014.exe with the name q.exe, something like that. Okay, and then it is executing that later in the process space of the Microsoft Word. So this is the overall idea that we can get from by seeing the macros from here. But now let's see, so this is how we can do that using the MS Word. Okay, so here you can see that it's saving that in with the I think in the q folder with name q.com. Okay, the 2014.exe. Okay, so now let's see how we can do that with the command line. So let's kind of close this one, and what I will do is I will actually again go to Office Malice Scanner and save the file, and let's run this. Oh, so what happened is that it didn't work this time. Okay, so it is telling like the format is something different and kind of like this software is not supporting. But the thing, but the new thing over now, which I want to discuss, is that this now also this you can make this thing as to work, even though it is not detecting that. So how you can do that? So let's see that. Okay, so what you can do is, so this is XML based. So this is a different format of MS Word file, which is XML based. So what you can do is just right click and just let me quickly install this 7Z. So the reason why I'm doing is that the how you can make this thing work again with the Office Malice Scanner is actually unzipping this thing. And once you unzip that, you will actually get a lot of other data. So that's why I'm just installing this 7Z file. I think it's done. So this is done, and now let's try to unzip this one. So we'll go to 7Z and extract to media, and yeah, so now it has been extracted, and now if we see, we get a lot of other files now. Okay, and in that, let's see what it is in the Word file. Okay, now let's see that how we can. So we have something as .bin file over here. Okay, so what we'll do is like we'll go and copy this, and let's paste this over here, and now let's open the command prompt and then do Office Malice Scanner vba.bin, and now you do it info. Okay, so now you see that the thing that was not getting extracted previously, and now we are able to kind of decompress that. So now what we will do is like kind of we'll go to this macros folder that was created by Office Malice Scanner, and then now you can see this doc file. So let's open the notepad and let's drag this file into the notepad, and now you see you can see the macros out of that. So where we see that, okay, this website is being accessed and like saving it, it is being saved in the Alberta folder with the name q.com. Okay, so this is again like, so these were the two ways by which actually you can like analyze the malicious doc file. And so even though you are not able to kind of get the Office Malice Scanner work, you can like try to unzip that and then just search for that .bin that has been created, and then do parse that bin file with the Office Malice Scanner, and you will be able to kind of extract the macros out of that. Okay, so there is one more thing, one last thing that which I want to actually showcase you guys regarding the Office Malice Scanner, and it is something like this. So this was again the snip I have taken from the Mac laptop, where again like you go to tools, macros, and you can view the macro and it will show you the macros folder, macros code inside that. Okay, so let's go again. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we will be kind of like using this utility called Oli VBA.py, and we will see like, okay, what this functionality which has been already like present with the Ramnex OS can help us while analyzing this malicious doc file. Okay, so what we'll do is like why not like let's take so any questions till now, guys?
No, okay.
Oh, okay, great. So what we'll do, let's take a 5-minute break, and then we will like connect back again, and I will continue with the this process, and then we will like go on. Okay.
Okay.
Sure.